In this video, I will show you 5 research-backed prompting methods to minimize ChatGPT from hallucinating and giving you wrong or biased answers. I'm asking for the Bing's market share. Let me highlight this for you. So we have the same source and the same time of a statistic, but the statistics completely differ. But first, let's cover what do I mean by hallucinations. This term refers to ChatGPT or any large language model for that matter, generating outputs that are nonsensical, irrelevant, or simply wrong. It's like the AI seeing stuff that are not there. Therefore, it's called hallucinations. And if you paid attention at the bottom of ChatGPT, it says, ChatGPT may produce inaccurate information about people, places, or facts. And this, indeed, is a fact. But before we start, I want to share with you one very important issue. I think AI will transform our education system if it's not already transforming it. And to be honest, it's about time. However, there is a catch. The current state of large language models is plagued with hallucinations and wrong information, which makes it hard to implement into education system or any business for that matter. AI researchers and prompt engineers are combating this by using advanced prompting techniques that actually get us the results like GPT-4, surpassing us a theory of mind, which is a psychology test, and bunch of other exams including uniform bar exam and even wine tasting theory. But if you are not an expert in a topic and you don't know how to prompt effectively, well, be prepared for the responses full of hallucinations or with more bias than any reality TV show. So first, let's start with limiting that bias. By this time, you probably know that it's very useful to provide examples in your prompt, but you have to consider distribution and order of these examples. If you're performing binary sentiment analysis, for example, on tweets or customer reviews, if you provided more positive examples than negative examples, you're skewing large language model towards the positive side. So now, even if you have a balanced amount of positive and negative examples, what matters also is the order of your examples. So if you provided more positive examples at the top and more negatives at the bottom, once again, your model is going to lean towards positive ones. So it's highly advised to randomize your order of examples. Another way to fight biases is as simple as providing an instruction explicitly telling model not to be biased. You will find this and all the other prompts and resources in the description box below. There is basic and complex way to do this. Basic is as simple as after prompt saying, do you think this is really the correct answer? Complex way is called constitutional AI. Constitutional AI uses a large language model to evaluate specific ways in which a model completion might be undesirable. This is very similar to AutoGPT or Agent GPT, where the model is using reasoning and criticizing and providing feedback to itself. If you ask large language model to first generate facts before asking questions, generally it will steer towards more accurate responses. Or you can gather facts from trusted sources, provide that to GPT, and carry on with your instructions or a task. For example, have you heard about Impromptu, the first ever book co-authored with GPT-4? Well, I did not read it, but I listened to the core ideas of this book on Blinkist, which is an app that distills key ideas from more than 5,500 non-fictional books and podcasts, and turns that into 15-minute sound bites. Blinkist is the sponsor of this video, and thanks to them, I didn't have to read the whole book written by AI to get the main ideas. While listening, you can still read the text, highlight interesting parts to you, copy and use it in your content. Unlike other platforms that rely on automated systems like ChatGPT, Blinkist establishes a direct communication with authors and maintains a dedicated editing team. Plus, Blinkist shares revenue with publishing partners and authors, as compared to, we know who doesn't share any revenue. They also recently introduced spaces where you can add and share recommendations with other people, and this is my space. Get a 7-day free trial and 25% off Blinkist annual subscription by clicking the link in the description box below. And I highly encourage you to join my created space and check out the books that I'm learning from. I will talk to you about 2 types of this. First one is called diverse, which stands for diverse verifier on reasoning steps. And it is a method that improves the reliability of answers in threefold manner. It does this by using multiple prompts to generate diverse completions, and this is what we are going to focus on. And verifier here is a neural network, but it's not like I know how to work with neural networks, but I still want to show you an example of this technique, which you can already use today. You can go to this website to find a bunch of text-based math reasoning problems, and I picked one. I incorporated the same model as ChatGPT into Google Sheets, and we will run it 20 more times. And you can try to solve this problem by yourself, but sorry to spoil it, but the correct answer is 41. Right away I can see that it gave me wrong answer. In total, I got 4 wrong answers out of 20. According to the research behind this technique, you need to provide 5 reasoning problems to improve results. So I went back to the same website and copied 5 more problems. I pasted them in ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to reformat them in more readable format. And at the bottom of these 5 problems, I pasted the one which we are trying to solve. And now I'm going to run this improved version of this prompt, and once again for 20 more times. And right away at the bottom I spotted wrong answer. However, after looking at all the results, in total I spotted 2 answers wrong. And of course you can run more statistically significant experiments, but as it is, it's 50% less wrong than the simple question. The next very similar technique is Ask Me Anything. And no, we are not going to go on Reddit now, but this technique goes beyond generating just examples and involves generating multiple prompts using large language model. This whole technique and aggregation system is so complex and it's way beyond my comprehension level, but you can still incorporate an idea of using claims in your prompts. Our prompt is, what is the most recent statistic that can support this claim? Bing is more popular than Google. And for the purpose of this video, I will upgrade it to 1 sentence only. And we will run this prompt for 20 times all at once. And even though it says there is no recent statistic, it still provides some statistics. And I'm pulling out statistics that it provides for Bing market share. And I see quite a few of 3% and even 6%. We are going to change the prompt, and now our claim is that Google is more popular than Bing. Once again, running this 20 times. And now I'm manually pulling up statistics that it provides for Bing, but in a second I will show you way smarter way to do this. Funny enough, I'm not seeing any that would be 3%. So the only conclusion I can draw that the moment I provided a claim that Bing is more popular, it seems like the model was inflating the statistics or rounding them up to support this claim. With the claim you can both eliminate biases but also expose them. So to drive a point home, I will show you something that for sure will surprise you. Now we will ask to cite the sources and the date of statistic. In the first column, I'm prompting to pull the source of a statistic. In the second one, I'm asking for the month and a year. And the third one, I'm asking for the Bing's market share. Let me highlight this for you. So we have the same source and the same time of a statistic, but the statistics completely differ. I do not trust or rely on AI to provide me with facts. I take these facts and provide it to ChatGPT. I always read what AI gives me as response. I use my Criticise Me mode, where I take the response I got from ChatGPT and basically act as a harsh critic and criticize this, plus convince me why it's wrong. After I implemented GPT 3.5 into Google Sheets, I use it to run tests on my prompts. And it allows me to see how many different responses I could get. And you can watch this video here to learn how to implement GPT into Google Sheets.